Hey coin collectors, Dan the Collecting Man here. Today we're going to talk about what are the most 5 collectible and most valuable coins you can find in your pocket change in Australia. So I thought this special Australia Day edition, I thought let's go through some of the key errors and coins to look out for when it comes to coin collecting in Australia, and some of these and some of the values that you can also get with these coins as well, from graded and non-graded as well. So I thought I'd start with a 5-cent coin. So this one's all the way from 2007, so it's not that old. This is obviously not the error coin as well, but what we're looking at here is what it's called a double-headed. So on this side, obviously the obverse would have Queen Elizabeth, but if I was to flip it over, I'd have another Queen Elizabeth. So very, very limited to have a double head is what they call a 2007 5-cent double head with an Ian rank broadly obverse on both sides as well. Definitely really, really cool and unique to have as part of the collection. You're looking for an MS 63, which is the highest grade, around 5,600. So not bad return for a 5-cent coin as well. So very limited as well. I think these are going ungraded with a double head for around 3,000 plus. So even if you find one in your change, not even graded, you're looking at around 3,000 for this 5-cent coin. So definitely something to look out for in your 5-cent change. Go through your old box and tills and see if you can find a 2007 with a queen on both sides. Definitely something that's really desirable, and if you have one, definitely I would suggest to get it graded as well, because it's definitely something to add quite a bit of value in having that as well. The next one is this special 2050 cent coin. This is the Millennium coin here. You're looking for the enclosed Union Jack up here. So what that means is it's kind of recessed. So where this one here, you can feel across it and you can easily see it's the same level. The Union Jack on the special ones are recessed, so enclosed as it's known. There's roughly, they're thinking around 200,000 of these around. So they are kind of common, but definitely very, very collectible as well. So for an uncirculated version of one of these, if you can find one, you're looking for around $50 on eBay, so that's current sales price for those. But if you're getting them graded and you find some at even in an MS62, which is not the best grade, you're looking at around $760. And for the top population, they call it top pop, is only an MS64. You're looking at 2,100. So definitely something to look out for. So I'll show you some images on the screen here of what you're looking for. So with the Union Jack recessed, it's definitely a really, really good one to have in your collection as well. And something that still potentially can be out there as well. So you can still potentially find them. So they are not super rare, but definitely something to have as well. The next one that's pretty cool is the 1966 cent. So this is obviously the first year of decimal currency, and this is the 1 cent coin. So very, very small on this one. So this one I always need a magnifying glass to look at. So let's try and have a look. I've tried it with a magnifying glass, but it is very hard, unfortunately, on camera to actually show it on that. So let's try and show you what I'm looking for. So this is a feather tail glider. Definitely a very, very unique and old Australian coin. So on the very right hand side on the Whiskers, you're looking for the Whiskers at different kind of lengths. So what that is, that's actually a mint mark. So for the Melbourne one, the first whisker is slightly short. So the first whisker is a little bit short on the right one. So I'll show you some images on the screen. And if the second whisker is a little bit short, that's from the Perth Mint. So a lot lower of these were minted as well. So definitely something to look out for as well. So I've got quite a few of these here. But as you can see, they're very, very small and very, very hard to look at which one has a smaller whisker. as well, so it's a bit hard to do it on camera. But we'll definitely go through it at some point and have a look to see if I've got any of these. So these are all from 1966 as well. So roughly the ones from Perth with the shorter second whisker. So $17 for an MS62, $30 for a 63, and $45 for a MS64. Another one is the Melbourne one. So the Melbourne one is roughly for an MS $20 for an MS62, $32 for a 64, and $37 for a 65. So definitely some good ones there. And the Canberra ones, which is the most common, is around $5 for an MS62. So definitely quite cheap as well. So always have a look out for your 1 cents. It's always a good time to go back through those old 1 cents and having a look in, seeing, obviously probably with a magnifying glass, looking for those whiskers, as you can see on the screen, and trying to find out the ones that are slightly shorter for the first and second whisker as well. So definitely some good value to find in those. Coming in at number 2, we have what is known as the Mule coin. So the $1 2000 coin here. So this is the 2000 coin, but this is not a Mule coin. So this is the $1 mob of ruse. So what they did is they actually stroke the back with the Queen Observe with a 10-cent die. Instead of the $1 die, they ended up doing it with the 10-cent die, which is obviously 1.4 millimeters slightly smaller. So this gives you kind of a double rim effect around the outside. So it gives you a slight little double rim kind of thing. There's known to be around 6,000 to 7,000 of these around as well. So it's definitely quite collectible. And the more centered it is, the more desirable it is. So some are a bit off center, some are very centered as well. And you're definitely looking around the rim. So obviously the Queen and everything else will look pretty much the same, and the year would be the same, but it's around the rim you can see on the pictures there. So an MS62, you're looking around 3,500, so that's definitely a very good value add. And an MS65, you're looking around 10,000 plus. So if you can get yourself one that's in really, really good condition and also centered as well, you're definitely looking at a coin that is definitely very value add for a $1 coin as well. And our lucky number 1 is a 1922 Threepence. So these are these really, really old coins here as well. So definitely pretty cool to have some of these. As you can see, these have definitely seen better days when it comes to coin collecting. They're definitely quite worn. None of these are the 1922. I wish I did have one. So what you're looking for in the 1922 is a 2/1. So it looks like a number 1 and it's got a number 2 over it on the Threepence stamp. These were made at the Melbourne Mint. So these are some of the most rarest and collectible coins within Australia, and if not the world as well. So only 900 of these have ever been found, roughly. And they have also 92% silver in them. So they're sterling silver as well. So I'll go through some of the grades and how much. So you can see some of these are pretty shoddy condition. So a very good, which is pretty much the lowest grade you can get. It's almost like the coin. You can almost not be able to see what the coin is. You're looking around 3,800. A very fine, which is a very fine 20, is around 6,500. For an AU50, you're looking at around $38,000. For an MS60, you're looking around $65,000. That's crazy for a tiny little coin like this. You can hardly see it. Put a whole heap on my finger. For an MS62, which is the current known best quality one right now, you're looking at $95,000. So you can just imagine if you had anything higher than a 62 and you had one and you found it, your grandfather's been keeping it in his change or somewhere really well looked after, you're looking probably at $250,000 to $500,000 for a coin like this, for a tiny little Threepence as well. So definitely for a tiny coin that's pretty much the same. So you see it's smaller than 5 cent and it's also smaller than 1 cent. So they're very, very small little coins as well. Here's some of the newer ones as well. So, or not new I should say, but this is 1955. So you can see the difference also in the design as well, from a 1955 to the Threepence with the coat of arms on it as well. This one's definitely well worn. You can see on the back of this one as well, you can barely see the effigy on that one. It's pretty much worn off as well, so definitely really good ones to have as well. So I'd love to know, do you have any of these, or have you ever seen any of these yourself as well? It's definitely a fun time to go through and have a look through some of the old coins. I know I certainly did, trying to look through some of these and trying to find, do I have one of these super rare collectible coins as well? If you do, potentially send them off to be graded as well. Definitely something unique to have in your collection as well. Hope you've all had a great Australia Day, gone out and had a good barbecue or something to enjoy that significant day within Australia. Please don't forget to click subscribe if you want more videos on coin collecting. Thanks so much for watching and joining the coin collecting community. See you in my next video. Dan.